We got black people in power, but they don't have powers. We got black people with money. We have black people with money that we think are giants, but in the company of their white counterparts, they are midgets. Now, if we want to get where we want to go, we can't focus on the house that has rejected us and our fathers for 400 years. We have to now focus on ourselves. Now follow this and I'm out of here. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, our unity is more powerful than an atomic or hydrogen bomb. That's the one thing we have never tried. We've kneeled in, crawled in, prayed in, lied in, slept in, but still we are out. If you want to get what you want, we gotta start with a contract with us. A contract, a covenant with us. We in leadership make a covenant with your people that you will never sell them out. We as leaders.
Hello fam, how are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back, for always trusting me with my content. I do appreciate, And if you're new to this channel, if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Carol, and kindly support this channel just by being a member, subscribing. I really love visitors so much. So in today's video, as you have seen, we are going to react to Louis Farrakhan, who is an American and also a leader of Islam community. He's also a Black nationality organization leader. So let's listen to what he gets to tell us. And I think as Africans, we have to get this and we have to wake up. This man has been there for us. He is now 91 years old. You can't imagine. You really can't imagine his age. So for all this time, he has been there to stand with Africans, to preach about Africans, to preach about the Black people. No matter where you are and your skin, you're just Black. You are Black. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're ours and we love you so much. So let's listen to his powerful speech, then come back with more comments.
President Bush, bless his heart, is worried about weapons of mass destruction. No dark nation should have a weapon of mass destruction. They have a fear. France got it. England got it. I think Germany may have something. South Africa has it. Israel has it. These are some of them, the former colonial masters. They have the right to have it, but don't give it to a darker power. We're worried about China has it. India has it. Lord have mercy. Pakistan got it. Korea was the axis of evil. Now Korea said, well, we got it. All of a sudden they fell off the screen. It's now Iran and Iraq. Well, if they are so afraid of weapons of mass destruction, my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, said, our unity is more powerful than an atomic or hydrogen bomb. That's the one thing we have never tried. We've kneeled in, crawled in, prayed in, lied in, slept in, but still we are out. If you want to get get what you want, we got to start with a contract with us. A contract, a covenant with us. We in leadership make a covenant with your people that you will never sell them out. We as leaders, listen. We as leaders, so-called, must make a covenant with our people that nothing is more important than the salvation of a people who are now on a death march. While we're singing and dancing and popping our finger and shaking our backside to the world, we are on a death march into ovens, but not the same oven called Auschwitz, but it is a destruction coming to our people through bad health care, no health insurance, HIV, AIDS, drive-by shootings, gang conflict, crack cocaine. We are now become the enemy of ourselves, so we have to make a covenant. And in closing, in my conclusion, oh yes, I'm a Baptist preacher now. In my conclusion, in the 37th chapter of Ezekiel, there were some dry bones that were in a valley. And the bones were talking to one another. They were having a conversation about a contract. And as they were having this contract, some of the bones said, our hope is lost. Our bones are dried. We are cut off from our pot. There's some that are watching by television and some in this audience that think that we will never come together, that we will never make the right covenant or contract. I say to you, go back and read your scripture. Because when the Son of Man was set down in that valley that was full of bones, he spoke to those bones and the bones shook and the bones rattled. But they never stood up. So he went back to his sender and he said, Lord, I have spoken to the bones. And nobody has spoken to the bones like black leaders and black preachers. Nobody speaks to the bones like a Reverend Jackson or a T.D. Jakes or Bishop Long or Bishop Patterson or Cornel West. And those of us that preach, Reverend Sharpton, the bones always listen. The bones shake. The bones rattle, but they never get up and they never do what they're supposed to do. So one generation dies and another generation is born and we continue to run the same game. So the Son of Man went back to his son and said, I've been talking. The bones been shaken, but there's still no life in them. He said, well, don't talk to the bones no more. Prophesy to the winds and let the winds blow on these bones. See, Bush is a wind. Your rejection at the table is a wind. My brother's going to dinner in the White House and can't come away with what is in the best interest of all our people. Jesse running twice, but still couldn't come away with what our people need. All of this is a farce. If we don't make up our minds today to make this contract, this covenant today, not with us and the Democratic Party, to hell with the Democrats and to hell. Having listened carefully to all of my wonderful brothers and sisters, I recognize that the thing that is missing is not the genius that is present or the genius that is absent. But the thing that is missing is the unity of us as a people. My beloved brother, Mr. Frazier, articulated some magnificent economic truths that can be realized fully by the unity of us as a people. My sister talked about education and health issues. We cannot any longer depend on a benevolent white person in office to look out for our needs. That responsibility is ours. Now, whether my brother, Bishop Eddie Long, can visit the White House and speak on behalf of us, or whether the Reverend Jackson can visit the White House and speak on behalf of us, or any of us.
They haven't invited me, Mr. They haven't invited me to the
Oh,
White House.
well, you're on your way though, brother, for sure. When you can assemble us like this, you are a very important man. The few points that I want to make is based on what I heard. My sister with the union, she wants to be at the right table at the right time to talk about the right issues where workers are concerned. Everyone at this table, my dear sister, talked about policy and community. Reverend Lowry and Reverend Sharpton brilliantly defined for us really the crux of the matter. Here's what I see. Respectfully, Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. But power won't even concede to a demand if the demand is coming from a weak constituency that looks like they've lost their testicular fortitude. Careful now. Careful. I'm a Baptist preacher too. But listen, family, listen. The generational gap is serious. But it's written of in Scripture. When Moses gathered the people in the wilderness, he spied the promised land. But there were some giants in the promised land. And the people were asked, go in, we're with you. They said, wait a minute, God. We would go, but the giants are there. They had no faith that they could take the land from the giants. So what did God say? Okay, you wander in the wilderness till you die out. And I will take your children and they will inhabit the promised land. Martin Luther King said, I've been to the mountaintop. I have seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but we as a people will get there when we separate from a pharaohic idea of mental slavery. Our children, listen, our children cannot eat at the table of illusion and hypocrisy. Most of us who have access, who have wealth, who have quote unquote positions, We are like mannequins in the shopping mall of democracy. When you go to the shopping mall, you see the mannequin. The mannequin is dressed in what you would like to buy. The mannequin can't talk. The mannequin can't walk. We got black people in power, but they don't have powers. We got black people with money. We have black people with money that we think are giants, but in the company of their white counterparts, they are midgets. Now, if we want to get where we want to go, we can't focus on the house that has rejected us and our fathers for 400 years. We have to now focus on ourselves. Now follow this and I'm out of here. I'm complete. Follow this.
So right now you have listened to this powerful man. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I think these black people, they are now awake and everyone wants the best for their continent. As African, you see, there's a time that they used to portray as African as one country, whereas we are a continent. Yeah, so people used to know, oh, Africa is a country, we are big. There's a continent, and we have states, the United States of Africa. You can hear him say that black people are in power, but they don't have power. Like they're powerless. Oh my God. This one really, really touched me. And I just remembered a scenario that happened just lately. I don't know when it happened. I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure when it happened. But there was a time for these Catholic bishops. I don't know how they are called. I don't know if they are bishops or let me just say the Catholic bishops, where they met, all of them, archbishops, where they all met. And there's this time that Pope refused just to hug an African archbishop, where he was showing love to these other archbishops, hugging them, But when it turned to be an black archbishop, he was like, nah. You can see this guy has power, but he's powerless. He doesn't, he's in power. Yes, he's in power, but he doesn't have the power. And also they came another archbishop who was hugging the archbishops who were standing on the line. When he reached on this black archbishop, he did not hug him. And the next archbishop was a white archbishop. This guy just hugged this dude. Oh my God. I was like, oh, our people should wake up. Our people should wake up. Imagine this happening in churches. What about on ground? Yeah. So he was really, really trying to tell Africans that blacks are in power, but they don't have power. And that one can relate very well. If you want to see that video very well, you can kindly go and check Irene Soita video. You'll see what I'm talking about, So another thing is that everything that is in America to be the way it is, it's all because of Africans' effort. They believe that a black man is very strong, very courageous. They can do things without getting tired. And that's how America was built, We are very, very hardworking. They believe that these black people, they are very, very hardworking. And that's how America came up. And that's why it is how it is today. And like right now, as blacks, we are given less opportunities compared to these others. And we are the ones who build America to be what it is today. So as blacks, we have to wake up. All those things that they say, we have gold, we have petroleum, we have silvers, we have diamonds. Let me tell you, everything comes from Africa. Everything, that diamond, that silver, that gold, that petrol, it comes from Africa. And I think we really, really need people like Louis Farrakhan to come out and speak for our nation, speak for this continent. We have been manipulated for so long, and it's time to say no to this bullshit. It's time to say no to this bullshit. We have to stand for ourselves, and if we don't do it, no one will come to do it for us. If we don't come up and we say this is wrong, we don't want this, let me tell you, nothing is going to work. We just have to come up. Just as Ibrahim Traore has decided, he has to stand for his continent. He has to stand for Africa. He has to stand for Burkina Faso. I think we all have to get that courage, stand up and say no to this bullshit and see how they are going to do without Africa. Yeah. Have you ever been in that relationship where, let me say, yes, I'm the girl in the relationship, and the guy gets everything from me, like totally everything. I support him in everything. He gets everything from me. And at the end, he makes me look like I'm the bad person. I'm the devil. And for him, he's the angel. He's now telling people that I have this, forgetting that he got it from Carol. Such situations. And I feel like we have to wake up. This is a wake up call, guys. This could be so long ago, but the spirit is there. We have to fight for our continent. Just as Ibrahim Traore is coming up to fight for us, let's stand with him. Let more presidents and more leaders, when our leaders decide to say no to some things, when our leaders decide what is for Africa belongs to Africans, this is when these people will know, oh, no, it's turning out to be bad. So that was it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video, and kindly tell me in the comment section what you think about this video. Let's have a conversation. Just keep your comment respectful, and I'm going to answer all of them. Let's have a conversation. Tell me what you think about the video. Bye. I'll see you in our next video.